Hello, and welcome to Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. I'm Gloria.
And I'm Rosetta. And hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. And we want to remind you before we talk about what we're doing today to please like our videos, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell notification. What
Yes.
Gloria was
Ding,
doing.
ding,
If you don't want to
ding,
miss any of our videos, you'll be the first to be notified. But Gloria is going to explain what we're doing right now.
Yes. So last week we had a wonderful chat, and Rosetta tried for days to get it to upload, and it wouldn't. So we're going to give you a brief recap before we go forward with the next video.
Yes.
So, we always kick it off with Ellen. Ellen reminds us to be kind to one another. And with COVID and everyone sheltering in place, she reminded us to listen to one another. And we have been practicing that ever since she added it to her greeting. So, last week we talked about number one, Saturday, September 4th was Beyonce's birthday. Happy belated birthday again, Beyonce. We were ahead of the curve.
Happy birthday, Queen Bee.
And now we're kind of behind the curve. You are an amazing, amazing woman, and we hope your birthday was spectacular. We also talked about, some of you may know, Mike Richards is the executive producer for Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune. And a lot of us voted for, myself, I wanted LeVar Burton to be the new spokesperson for Jeopardy. So people voted, they sent things in. They actually got it's not a survey. It's where you take and you get lots of signatures. What are those?
Petition.
A petition.
A petition.
For LeVar Burton. Okay, he didn't get it. Mike Richards gave himself the job. Well, we always tell you, be careful what you say. So things started coming out where he had made inappropriate comments about women. He was on a podcast and thinking he could just do it and say it. Well, now he has gone from being the executive producer for Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune to being unemployed. He is not the new person for Jeopardy. And I keep calling her, I think her first name is Malaya, but I call her Blossom because that's how I know her. She is going to start out plus additional guest hosts until they determine who they're going to put in place. So that's going to take a little bit of time.
Okay, I thought she was going to be the weekend host.
Yeah, but right now she's all they got.
Oh, she's got, that's all, yeah. Okay.
So now they have to look at it a little different. We also spent some time talking about global warming. Where we are in California, we're on fire. On the East Coast, they're being flooded. You know, I saw scenes of New York City where the water is rushing down the steps to the subway. So my question to you all on the East Coast is, why would you run down the steps when the water is running down the steps to get on the subway? I would think that if the water is doing that they would shut the subway down
And
immediately.
you see images, videos of the rail, of the trains, and then
Yes.
the water is like
just
like
cascading.
a waterfall coming down.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that. So we want you to don't do that. I am originally from Louisiana, and New Orleans, you know, they are also experiencing hurricanes. And so it's not just the water, it's the wind and the rain. It's the combination and it's the speed. And, you know, Ida hit the coast pretty rough. And the levees that they spent all this time and money searing up, making stronger, failed. So the next time you naysay when President Biden says we need to spend money on infrastructure, this is what he's talking about. We can't use 1950 technology for 2021. Mother Nature is a little upset right now, and so everything is magnified. So we have to do things a little bit better. And even in our own homes, we can do things better.
Yes, we can. And I did talk about things you can do 2 weeks ago that you can help our planet, help
Yes.
our environment. And I'm going to say 3 more things. I talked about 3 more things. And one of the things was buy less plastic and bring you reusable shopping bags. Now in California, that has been in effect for a long, long time. But during COVID,
Right.
because they did not allow us to bring reusable bags, they didn't want to touch our bags.
Right.
They started giving us plastic bags.
Yes.
And I didn't like that because I would go to shopping store, to the grocery stores, and I would be stockpiling plastic bags inside my garage. What do I do with them?
Yeah. I mean, because there's no way that we know of to easily recycle them.
Right.
So what I would do, crazy woman that I am, I would leave my reusable bags in the car. I would buy my groceries and tell them just put it back in the cart. I would take the cart out to the car, and then I would pack them in the bag.
Oh, you're smart. Because you know what I did with the bags? I lined my small garbage bins with them. That's what I did.
Yeah, I mean, because I was like, okay, there has to be a way to make this more efficient.
Yes.
And before, you know, it was 10 cents a bag, and then during COVID, they gave you the bags, and now they're back to 10 cents. And now they're equal plastic to paper. And we were out of the plastic arena altogether.
Yes.
So
yes. I prefer paper because I work at Whole Foods. They only do paper.
Yes, and I want people who manufacture paper bags to make the handles stronger.
Oh my goodness, they're terrible.
It is. I mean, you go to lift. I mean,
and the whole thing is just
the
falls.
Whole
thing falls. It breaks.
And you're like, this is ridiculous. So
it's the way that they attach the handle to the actual bag that's really bad. They need a better way of doing that.
Yes.
So that's number one.
Yes.
Less plastic, more reusable bags. Number two is energy efficient light bulbs to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, and switch off the lights when you're not in the room.
Yes. And you know, back in the day when I was younger, if I plugged things into the wall, and you turned them on, there was a period of time where they had to warm up. Nowadays, technology is it's instant on. So what that means is everything that's plugged in is pulling electricity.
Yes.
So if you have lamps in a room, like a guest or a spare bedroom, and you never go in there, unplug them. And if you have a guest, then plug things in.
And they also say chargers. If you're not using them, switch it off.
Yes.
That's a good way. But nowadays, you can have your house smart wired.
Yes.
So that in our house, when you go into a room, the light turns on.
Yes.
And when you leave, after a few minutes, it turns itself off. So you don't have to forget.
See, that's amazing.
You can invest in that, or you can just get smarter light bulbs.
Excellent. I love both of those.
That's number two.
Okay.
And number three is choose non-toxic chemicals in the home so they don't wash into the oceans and destroy our animals in the ocean, our plants and animals in the ocean. Non-toxic.
Ecosystem.
Yes, there's more and more companies coming out with non-toxic chemicals that you can use in your home.
Yes.
I say chemicals, but they're not really chemicals. They're alternative natural solutions.
Yes. Like I'll hip you to one that's, you'll never believe it, but vinegar. Plain old white vinegar. Have you ever gone to a restaurant and had a salad with oil and vinegar? So therefore you can ingest it.
Yes.
You can use vinegar to clean a lot, and it also is antibacterial.
Yes, it is.
So there's lots of really good things that you can do that is not as toxic. Now, I was raised when you went to someone's house, it either smelled like bleach or pine salt if it was clean. If you went into a house and you didn't smell that, it was like, it may be nasty. You don't know, because you're a kid. And so that was something that I love, that smell. However, I'm trying to be more conscious of my purchases.
That was the whole era. I remember the commercials with that lady doing the pine salt clean.
Yes.
That smell was I loved it. I mean, it was like just getting a high from that. But now I look back, I'm like, oh my God, what was I thinking?
Well, we didn't know any better. When you know better, you do better.
Yes, you do. So those were the three that we talked about last week.
Excellent. We also talked a little bit about the TV show The Talk. So, there was this whole big blow up between Sharon Osbourne and Cheryl Underwood. I mean, toxic. Sharon lost her job due to that situation. And since then, every time you turn around, so about 3 weeks ago, Carrie Ann Inaba announced that she was not going to be returning from summer spring break to The Talk. And just recently, a week ago, her name is Elaine Wythra, and she is leaving. So that only leaves two. So I have no idea.
Two of the original.
Yeah,
right?
Cheryl is one, and then there's another young lady that's still there. So I don't know if the originator, the creator, who is on the Connors, if she's going to have to come back to rebuild the talk, or if it's just going to go away.
I think that they'll have to revamp it, just like they did with The View. The
Yes.
View had a bit of went through a stage of revamping the co-host, and I think they'll do that, and I think it'll come out bigger and better at the end.
Well, they are also, before these two people left, they were looking at bringing on Jerry O'Connor. I love him.
Oh, he's fantastic.
I mean, when Wendy Williams, when she was a little under the weather, she took some time off, and he did the Wendy
hosted,
Williams.
yes.
And when he first started, I thought, how are you going to be and bring the energy of Wendy? I mean, he did a great job. And he did such a good job that Wendy Williams had said that, number one, if she ever went on vacation again, he would
be the first
he
choice.
would be the first call. And then she said she was going to see what she could do to help him do something like that here on the West Coast with us, because she's in New York and he lives in LA.
He's amazing, and he's also been stand-ins when it was the Kelly and Regis and Kelly.
Yes.
He would be on there a lot, and
Yes.
even now with Ryan, he would be there a lot as well. So
Yes.
he's pretty good.
Yes. So we don't know what's going to happen to the talk. We'll keep an eye on it, and we'll let you know when we know. We also wanted to take a moment to reach out to Nene Leakes. She used to be on the Housewives of Atlanta, and she stepped away in 2020. They did their wrap up, and she was like, I'm done. That is one of the most, I mean, they're all kind of vicious at times. It's just for some reason, the Housewives of Atlanta, sometimes they're so toxic. And now we know that one of the reasons she stepped away was to take care of her husband. So unfortunately, Greg passed away. Our thoughts and prayers are with you and your family. We know she put up an emoji, and it just is a broken heart, and she just wrote the word broken. And I can only imagine they were together over 20 years. So.
Because didn't they separate one time and then they remarried again? So that's huge.
Yes, when you go back. And the thing I loved about Greg, you know, the girls would be catfighting and all of that, and he would say something like, y'all just need to take a pause and calm down. I mean, he didn't get into it like some husbands are like, you know, don't be touching my wife and all that.
Right,
you know,
right.
He tried to calm the situation down. So I can't imagine what Nene's life is going to be like.
I can't imagine. I mean, just like it's similar to Kobe Bryant, right?
Yes.
Had a big impact on the
Vanessa,
family,
yes.
on Vanessa. So hopefully they'll be able to get through this and never forgotten, but will be missed.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a recap of last week at a very high level. We didn't do it as long as normal because we wanted to just kind of give you little tidbits.
Yes.
So please remember, Ellen always reminds us that she feels the love in the room. She sends it back out, and she tells everyone to go out and share it with the world. We hope you're all having a fantastic day and that you are doing something very positive with your day.
Yes, we do. And thank you everyone again for supporting us and subscribing to our channel. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't keep going because we love doing our chats.
Yes, we do.
And you spur us on with all your support. So don't forget, if you like this video, hit the thumb icon. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification.
Ling, 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 ling.
Yes. Thank you so much. And remember to always keep smiling. Bye-bye.
Bye.